Okay, guys, welcome to another episode of Pirk's View podcast for the first time in 1 year. With me today, we have my very good friend from Mitrovica, Ardit Tahiri, aka Bacishabedin, who I've announced 1 year ago, but because of personal issues, couldn't start the podcast until now. But as they always say, better late than never. Welcome to my podcast, Ardit.
Thank you for having me, Pirk.
It's been 1 whole year since I announced you, and
Yeah,
honestly, during that 1 year, we have had a lot of topics to talk about. So I think it's good that we waited because we have a lot more to talk about now.
yeah, I think so too. Yeah, through this year, a lot of things have happened. And if we would have done this podcast a year ago, things would have been much different.
I
But
mean,
I believe we have grown through this year.
we even like got the chance to hang around in Mitrovica. Like back when I first announced it, we didn't even get the chance to hang out, as I remember.
We didn't even meet in real life. Yeah, I do remember.
So the story of how I met Ardit, aka Bacishabedin, is playing Valorant with friends. And literally no one knew his name, so we kept calling him Bacishabedin as his nickname. But I got the chance to hang out with him and actually play pool with him, which he beat us, all of us. He's very good. We didn't know it.
No, I'm not good at all. I'm just lucky.
Come on, man, you used to hit some really sick shots, and everyone knows that.
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, it's just luck. Yeah. They are just saying about the village where I come from. We're all like, we can't shoot straight. We can't shoot straight. It was all luck, man.
And you know what the funniest thing is? That literally it was my first time visiting Mitrovica, and I had Arditi and Agon Magic from my previous podcast as tour guides, and Sleemy as well, because I've also had him in my podcast. Yeah, I've had Sleemy as well.
Yeah, you asked Lee in your podcast. Wow, should I watch that podcast? I watched that one, but not Sleepy.
Bro, the podcast was legit like an hour and something long, and legit the amount of shit that we talked about that we had to cut off because of reasons we would have gotten in trouble because literally an hour long content got cut into 25 minutes.
Yeah, it would be like that with Sleepy.
But do you know, the thing is, Mitrovica was actually a really good city. Like, we got to visit the lake, the very famous lake, which everyone.
Or the real lake. It's a fucking artificial lake.
Bro, what's
It's
with
not
people?
even it's not even a lake, bro. It's just like they extended the river. There's no lake inside of it.
Bro, what's with people from Mitrovica always going to that lake on Sundays? Like, I literally can't even understand that. The lake is literally like more popular than fucking Pristina at this moment.
I have no fucking idea. It's just people tend to work from Monday to Friday. Usually they even work on Saturdays and Sunday is free. So, we don't have places where you can go. Like, we have two stadiums in our city and people can't even go inside. One of them is like in renovation for like the past 10 years. All the municipalities, the power, what the governors, whatever, those guys or that come at the top of the municipality, they always keep stealing and doing this stuff. So one of the stadiums is all the time under maintenance. The other one is like in horrific conditions, and people don't even have any place where they can go and do their whatever, their athletics run or whatever. So when they created this attraction, let's say, at the lake, people got so familiarized with it and started going there like every single day. I remember when I was in the karate school during that time
Wait,
when they started.
you did karate?
Yeah, I did karate for like a whole year.
Holy shit, damn.
Yeah. Oh, it was like 2011 or 2012.
Bro, what the fuck? You're saying 2011 as if it's like 2 years ago, bro. In
Oh
2011, I was
man.
legit this big.
Yeah, I was legit that big too. I'm not older, man. I'm fucking 22. I'm like 1 or 2 years older than you.
Holy shit. But thing is,
Yeah,
you've achieved a lot of shit in that age.
yeah. But people think that I'm much older. Like it probably must be because of my birth. People think that I'm like 25 or 27. And I'm one of the only one from my whole friend group that I have a car.
Yeah.
And people when people see me in my car, they think that like, oh, this guy is either 30 or either super rich. They have no fucking idea what I did to get here.
Bro,
All they think.
Thing is, like, I always thought you were really old because when I first got to know you, like, I didn't get to see your face, like, your voice is
Yeah.
very deep. So, like, when I first got to see you, I was like, holy shit, he's tall, he has a beard, he has a car, he has a business, he must be at least like 28 or something like that. Bro,
No, yeah, yeah.
imagine my surprise when I learned that Bots is 2 years older than me. Plus, Bots, come on, Bacishabedin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The story is interesting. Yeah, all my friends keep calling me bots, and yeah, even like I still meet family members of my friends. Like even though they know me, I'm in my third year of university right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I still meet some of my colleagues there. I meet their sister, brother, whatever their parents, siblings, I don't know, and they know me through their brother or sister,
Yeah.
and they know me as a person. But when I finally meet them in person, they're like, "Whoa, how old are you? It's impossible. You can't be 22. You show up in a car. You have like I have like two business right now, two family business. People don't believe that I'm 22. Yeah,
Wait, two businesses. Can you talk more about them? What do you do
yeah.
actually for the people watching this podcast?
Well, we have like two family businesses, and I personally do some crypto and some freelance work I've been doing
Oh,
lately.
nice.
So we've opened a restaurant back in 2013 well, actually my father and my uncle opened it, but I got very active there. It came up to the point that I had to, like I was in seventh or eighth grade, I don't really remember. I had to run away from school just to go to the restaurant and work there.
No
And
way.
yeah,
You
I
did
worked
that.
there. Yeah, I
Seventh or
worked
eighth
there.
grade.
Yeah, yeah, seventh or eighth grade. I wasn't forced to work. I just liked working so much. Like I was sort of an introvert when I was in
Mm-hmm.
elementary school, and then when I got to the restaurant, I started hanging out with older people, and for me as a 12-year-old kid, it was fucking great, fucking interesting.
Wait,
I
really?
heard,
Like,
I heard, uh,
you got to hang out with like older people as you're like what, 12, 13?
I was 12 or 13. I was working with people who were like 30 or 40, sometimes maybe even 50.
Holy fucking shit. What sort of advice did you hear from them? Because we have a thing,
Oh,
like older people in Kosovo, you know what they say. Always stay in school or either fuck
yeah.
bitches. Either that or the other. So what
Well,
advice did you get? What'd you
actually,
learn?
yeah, the one that of stay in school, I'm gonna tell you a really interesting story about that one. But most of their advice was like, don't don't get attached to this type of work. I was working as a bartender back at the time when I started working until I eventually worked myself up as a manager in my own restaurant. But one of the things that most of them told me was don't get attached to this work. There were people there who were working who were like 40, 45, or 50 who their first job was a waiter, as a waiter at some sort of random restaurant in
Mm-hmm.
the downtown of Mitrovica. They started working at this restaurant at the age of 16, and they ended up working for like 20, 30 years in the same job in different restaurants across Kosovo, in Mitrovica and in Pristina.
Wait, so they just kept working as bartenders?
Yes, well, usually the bartenders, not really as bartenders, they kept working as waiters,
Let me just get
like
something
you.
to drink. This podcast is not sponsored by
Yeah,
Pepsi,
yeah,
by the way.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
just a
yeah, yeah.
bottle I have.
I'm gonna drink some water too.
Cheers, man. The water in Kosovo. Which brand
Cheers.
is it?
Oh, it's spring.
Bro, I miss spring water, I swear to God.
Yeah, it's from this little town or village, whatever, called Nepravish. Actually met a girl who was from this village or whatever city.
Really?
Nepravish. Yeah, when I was in Saronda, in Albania,
Yeah?
I stayed at a friend of mine and his girlfriend was from Nepravisht. And
Damn.
all of them were bullying her because she was from Nepravisht, and I was like, damn, that's cool. Your village is in like a bottle of water, and they were like, yeah, that's why we bully her. I'm like, no, that's why she's so fucking cool, man. She's from fucking this city.
We got carried away. You were telling me about people who got addicted to working as bartenders?
Oh yeah, let me tell you that type of work is toxic. It's not because you always have to be a minimum of 8 hours at work. You can't have holiday. You don't have holidays. You can't have rest days. You can't have nothing. You have to work a minimum of 8 hours a day. Of course, those have changed throughout the years, but back in the days where those people
Started working.
started working, yeah, Kosovo was a country fresh out of war,
Yeah.
and there were no laws, no regulation, no syndicates, there was nothing. And most of the employers who were hiring young people to work with them, they didn't even have contracts. They didn't even they had nothing, man. They were just like, you want to work for me as a waiter? Yeah, okay, you
I mean,
come tomorrow.
this thing is, they also like still do that in some places. Like I still know places that
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that.
The truth is that yeah, they do that. Yeah, especially in Mitrovica.
And yeah, Kosovo is very shit when it comes to working. Like I keep telling my friends
Yeah,
this.
yeah. You don't have any fucking laws or regulations that do anything about this. Like I read today about this. I read in the news about this girl. Like she was working for a company in 2019, and then she got pregnant. And as soon as she asked for her holiday, those that when women get pregnant, then they have this holiday until she gives birth and so on. As soon as she told
Pushimi Shtadzanis. It's a pregnancy break,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 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 pregnancy break. Yeah, as soon as she told the company owner, because in Kosovo we have this problem, like we don't really have managers and so on. It's like usually the owner who owns the company, he's gonna be a manager, he's gonna give you the wages, he's gonna do everything.
Yeah.
He's gonna be sort of 100% involved with the company. So as soon as she told the owner of the company that she's gonna get her break because she has just got pregnant and wants to be there for her family and her child and so on, he fired her.
Bro, what the
And the thing
fuck?
was that it took like 3 years from 2019 until now just to have a case.
No fucking way.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Three
Just to have a
years.
fucking, yeah, 3 years just to have a fucking case. That's
This,
pretty fucking awful.
bro, this just comes to show how shit Kosovo has. Like the working conditions in Kosovo are really fucking shit. And you know what's the worst thing? Like you can't even like work a state job. You have to work in a private like fucking firm, and that shit's the worst. Literally the worst.
If you wanna work in the public sector, you have to know people.
Yeah, sadly
You,
that still
or
is
you
the
or you
case.
have to pay money. There have been many cases for people to be accepted in the public sector jobs. Like they had to go to the bank, get a loan of let's say 5,000 euro, pay the director of the company of the public sector company that you're gonna work for, and then you had to actually get a loan, pay, you get the job, work there for at least 3 or 4 or also 5 years just to pay back the rent.
The
Just to
what?
pay back the loan, I mean, yeah. You had to
Fucking
work
hell.
5 years just to pay back the loan, just so you could get that job. And man, honestly, sometimes I get really pissed with myself, and I really get pissed with the Turkish people.
How
Not
come?
with the Tur Not with the Turkish people right now, with the Ottoman Empire, man.
How
They
come?
enslaved us for they enslaved us for 500 years, man. We had no schools, we had no jobs, we had no things, and right after that, we had the Serbian
Yeah,
Empire, whatever was that. And like we had a total of about 700 to 800 years of no history, no school, no nothing, and the
oppressants.
people that
We got oppressed like really fucking badly. It's like a sandwich, and like whichever way we face, the bread is still the one covering it. We're a fucking sandwich, and we had bread all over us. We're fucked.
yeah, yeah, and the end result of that is that, man, we have one of the highest percentage of stupid people
Yeah.
in our
See, I
population, man.
keep telling my friends because like currently I'm studying in Hungary and I'm abroad,
Mm,
which this is why the podcast is in English. For my friends who I met this year, this is
yeah,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
So literally, bro, I keep telling them that I'm like, most people in Kosovo are really fucking retarded. And they're like,
Yeah, man.
it,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
it's all facts. There you fucking go.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's the problem. The thing is that, man, there are schools, that after they finish the ninth grade, they have this Matura test to
Yeah,
do the
this
shit and
it's like a
so.
state exam. We also have it
Yeah.
here after we finish uni. We have to take a state exam. Do you know that?
Mm.
Yeah,
No, no, I have no idea.
yeah. After we finish uni, we have to take a state exam. Which fucking hell, I've had two of those.
Mm.
One when you finish ninth grade, and one when you finish high school.
Yeah, yeah, I had those two, but yeah, we have in Kosovo. from personal experience, because I know a lot of teachers in Kosovo, especially in Mitrovica,
Mm-hmm.
because of the work I do. We had schools that had 700 students, 700 pupils, or whatever they call it, 700 kids, from which not even 10 kids passed that tran entrance exam or state exam, or however you want to call it.
Wait, how
And
did they? What were those like made public or something?
no, no, they're not made. Well, they have to make them public because after you finish that test, they're gonna publish your name on a web page, or they're gonna tell you, because you need that to enter high school. When
Ah,
you finish
yeah,
the
yeah,
ninth grade, the elementary school, you need to have a minimum of 55% just so you can enter a high school.
yeah.
And
That
you
makes
can't even
sense.
enter any high school you want, man. The thing is that in Mitrovica, I know that in other cities not like that. Like you have the technic school,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
where in
Leg-
Mitrovica only the worst students go.
Yeah, same in Prizren as well. You know what's the shitty thing? Because it gets a lot of bad reputation, but it has some really good like courses and like classes. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I study computer sciences now. I did natural sciences in high school. Listen, if I took computer sciences as like my high school major, I would have been really in like a far better place right now. It gets a really bad rep.
Man, I quit. I was in Pristina in UBT, computer sciences
Mm-hmm.
and programming, whatever. I quit after a month because my high school degree was in public administration and assistance. I
Yeah.
was studying laws for 3 years, and after that, my passion was computers. So I naturally went where I wanted to go, and I went to UBT, and after a month, I dropped out. Why? Because if I would have gone to the technical school in Mitrovica and studying computer science, people would have thought of me as the worst person, terrible. Like wherever you go, if you tell people that you finished the technic school in Mitrovica, they are automatically gonna assume that you're like the worst type of person that ever
Yeah, it
exists.
gets a lot of bad rep. Thing is that like I did uni for a year back home. That's how,
Hmm.
how I got to meet you guys because I lived in Pristina for a full year.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That was last year, correct? And
Yeah, yeah. We
like,
used to meet at the library, whatever, in
bro,
Pristina.
holy hell, the library was super nice. We used to have
Yeah,
like the best times ever. Literally the
yeah.
most random meetings, but they were the best.
Yeah,
Thing is that,
anytime you would go there, there was someone from our family.
bro, thing is that uni, like back home, school back home is super fucked up. Because like I didn't want to like talk about this topic because obviously back then I didn't have the information I have now.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, fucking hell, the amount of like exams, the amount of like the way the grading is done.
Everything works. Yeah, yeah.
Bro, the thing is, it's like imagine from the year like 19 fucking 90, there's been no fucking change.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
bro, like I legit used to go to labs like back home, and they'd have like those old computers that support like
Yeah,
floppy
yeah.
disks.
Yeah,
Leg-
the Pentium 4s or whatever the shit that. Man,
exactly.
let me tell you fucking story. My girlfriend is like on her fourth year on law university at the University of Pristina.
Hmm.
And like the guards who work there at the new university also finished the law university in Pristina.
What
And
the fuck?
there's this professor there who has been teaching people for almost 30 years. And that same professor teach those guards and is teaching now my girlfriend. And they were chit-chatting whatever something, and they had the guard asked them, "What are you studying in this course?" And she told them, and they were like, "Oh, I do remember this." The professor, yeah, of course, the laws don't change, but the professor has the same study material, has had the same study material for over 30 years. Trust me.
There you
The
go.
the the tests, the final exams, the course assignments, the everything are the same for 30 fucking years. And they have like this criteria. Oh, I've never put a 10. Like I don't know for the other universities, a 10 is the highest grade you can get
Yeah.
in
Here
Kosovo.
it's a five because the grading system is like 1 to 5. It's like high school in Kosovo for my
Yeah,
Kosovo
yeah.
audience.
In Kosovo it's from 5 to 10. 5 is a failing grade, and from 6 up to 10 is the passing grade. Six
Yeah.
being the lowest, 10 being the
Yeah.
highest. There are legit professors that have never put a single 10, have never gave a single 10 to any students in their whole
Bro,
career as a professor.
they brag about it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they brag about it, and you also have the pro-decan and whatever the director of the
Dean.
university holding regular meetings with the professor and telling them, "Hey, man, you have 300 students in this class. You have 25 tens. What is going wrong? What the fuck is going on with you? What is wrong with you? Why do you have this many tens? Why did you put this many tens? If 25 people deserve it, you give it to only 10 people. They legit do this at our universities."
Yeah, they fucking brag about that shit. Thing is, like, we legit had a professor in. I studied in the electrical engineering faculty,
Mm.
FIEC, Facultet Ingineries Elektronik et Computer. Yeah, I did
Yeah, yeah,
robotics,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and like, legit, they had the professor last year. He didn't teach last year when I attended uni because I think he was on a leave. Bro, literally, he used to brag that students used to change their fucking majors because of him. I'm not gonna name drop him
Yeah,
for reasons, but he
mm,
knows who he is, and
yeah,
the audience who's watching this, who studied in the technical university, Agon.
yeah. They know him as well.
Yeah, Agon. I'm looking at Agon. If he's gonna watch this, is gonna know who I'm talking about. Bro, he used to fucking brag that students used to change their majors because of him. Like, what the fuck? Bro, that's fucked up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You should fucking be ashamed of you. I The biggest achievement of my whole life that I consider I did until now is that I quit my university of the computer sciences one in Pristina. I started working at the restaurant. My uncle had an accident. He had like, oh no, he had an accident later. He had these complications with his heart that he got into surgery and so on, and yet he couldn't walk and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that for like 3 or 4 months. He was passive. He couldn't come eat to work at the restaurant, so I had to work. So like for like from October until June or July, I'm not really sure. I was very active at the restaurant, working almost 12 hours a day every
Mm-hmm.
single day for like almost a whole year. So the manager who was working there at the restaurant is like a really good friend of mine. He's like much older. He's like 40 or 40 something now. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not really sure. And he always used to talk to me and said, "Man, I started working as a waiter when I was 16 years old. My first job was a waiter. I
Mm-hmm.
worked a waiter my whole life. Don't do the same mistake. Yeah, it's your own family business. But you go get your university degree, you go get your master's degree. The restaurant is going to stay here. You may
Mm-hmm.
never know what kind of people you will meet at the university. You may never know what kind of new experiences you will learn at the university. Go get your degree. And
Mm-hmm.
then, this is the story that I told you earlier that I was going to talk about. And then, yeah, I was desperate. I didn't want to go to university. I
Yeah,
was
it
like,
makes sense
fuck,
because
yeah,
uni
fuck
here.
no. I was like, fuck no, the thing that I wanted the most to do in my whole life was like computer programming and sciences and stuff. And I couldn't even do that. I quit after like a month because I couldn't handle all the stress and the pressure. And then after a year, we actually sat down together and he said these exact words to me. You have two choices. You can either go choose a university yourself and go register there yourself, or I am going to choose a university for you and send your documents there. And I'm going to apply for you, and I'm also going to finish the entrance exam for you, so you will be forced to go there.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a few days, he didn't convince me, he forced me, man. He forced me to go to university. He even chose the university for me, to which university I was gonna go. So,
Wait, the
yeah.
University of Mitrovica, correct? The one which
No,
is.
no, 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 no. That's just, man, I'm at IBC, International Business College of Mitrovica.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an all English university, college. We have most of our professors are Serbian. We have professors who are from the US, Finland, Sweden, all around the world. We have guest lectures all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And like there are only 2 or 3 Albanian professors, which I value. I value a lot because they are different. I swear to God, like from my first grade till my 12th grade, I only had 1 or 2 professors that were really good. In my university, all of them are good. Like there's one of the professors there, a woman. She used to work at the municipality of Pristina. She was very hard. She was giving us a really hard time and everything, but at the end, we appreciate her the most because we learned the most from her
Hmm.
course because she was that type of person.
But what's it like balancing uni life and work life? Because you also like work in your family business. You also do a lot of crypto investing. You're also really good at Valorant, unlike
Yeah.
someone else here who's really bad. Yikes.
Well, let me tell you, man. At the beginning, it was very hard. I started working like when I was 13. I celebrated my 14th birthday in the restaurant. And my father never finished. He actually finished high school, but never really went to university.
Hmm.
My uncle did neither. So like for them, the only thing that they have ever known their whole life is work. So they kind of that imprinted that on my brain. And
Hmm.
like I was working throughout my elementary school, I was working throughout my high school. I had to work every single day. Not because I was forced by them to work, but because like I thought that the only way to go forward is work.
Hmm.
Because I have been told that way since I was a very small kid. So
Yeah.
I was working every single day, and I thought that by working I'm going to achieve something in my life. And then after I started my second university, IBCM, I saw that no man, there are other things in life that you can do except work. And I started meeting a few friends there, and one of them there, I don't know if you remember Vetoni, Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus. Can you believe it? Jesus got me into crypto.
Really? Holy shit.
Yeah, yeah, man, yeah,
I
yeah.
just hope it
Like,
didn't teach you how to play Valorant as well.
no, 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 no. Only another colleague told me to play Valorant. No, no, no.
Jesus got you into
Yeah, Jesus. Well, actually, not Jesus, Vetoni,
like
but we call him Jesus.
for the
Jesus is his name.
bro, for the guys who don't know, he literally looks like Jesus. I'm not even being offensive. I'm not
Yeah,
even
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
literally
No, no,
looks
no.
the same.
No, no, no. He prays 5 times a day.
He's
He
religious.
fasted. Yeah, he has gotten religious lately. He has fasted throughout the entire Ramadan. He prays 5 times a day. He goes every Friday at the Jummah to pray and stuff. And his nickname is Jesus, and he says it probably. Yeah, man, I'm Jesus. That's it.
Yeah, but I mean, like Jesus is also like a prophet in Islam culture as well.
Yeah, Isa.
Isa.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. I'm not very religious
Yeah,
myself.
me
Like I,
neither.
I believe in God and all that, but yeah, uh, God is here, religion is here. These are two things that I separate from each other.
Thing is, I don't want this podcast to become religious, but
Okay.
I do want to get into crypto. Tell me how you started, like doing it. Like, what got you into crypto?
Actually, I was interested in crypto since I since ever crypto got out. Like it was like 2012 or 13. I don't really remember.
Bitcoin?
And uh
Bitcoin?
yeah, Bitcoin when Bitcoin first got out. I
Okay.
don't really remember. Yeah, 2000 something after 2010. I'm not really sure. And I saw like these internet money, and I was really interested, and I was asking my father for money every single day because I was a kid. I was like 10 or 11. I don't really remember.
Imagine if you invested in Bitcoin right now.
Yeah, man.
Fucking hell.
Imagine if your mother was not a virgin.
Fuck, we wouldn't be doing this podcast now, would we?
Yeah, we wouldn't be doing this at all. And I was asking my father every single day to give me money so I can invest in this internet money. I wasn't even asking for a lot of money. I was like asking for, let's say, 50 euros or 100 euros. I don't know. And every single day he was saying no, 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 no. And then during my high school, there was this professor who was giving. I think his class was technology information, something like that.
Mm-hmm, okay.
No, the technology of information and communication.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure that one. And he was actually mining Bitcoin since 2015
Is he now,
on my
is
free.
he rich now?
I haven't seen him in a long time, but he still works as a
Ooh,
professor.
okay.
Yeah, and he was giving us advices all the time. He was explaining to us what blockchain is. He was
Do you
explaining
know
us
that
what.
we have a subject next semester, blockchain? Literally, we
Yeah,
learn about that in uni.
yeah. He explained us what blockchain is. He explained us what forking is, what Bitcoin is, the Bitcoin math formula. He explained to us everything, and we were like, "Nah, man, this old guy, this crazy guy, he's just talking bullshit." But actually, on my third year of university, I can't really say that he ended up being a friend of mine, but he ended up being one of my favorite professors with whom we even used to go and play Counter-Strike. And
Really?
during my third year, it would happen that I would like we had 6 or 7 classes during a day. It would happen that he would call me to his cabinet and we would play chess with him for up to 6 hours a day.
No way you're into chess. By the way, am I being too loud?
No, man, no.
Because like I have a roommate next to me, so I don't want to wake him up.
Oh, man. I pity him.
You played chess for
God.
up to like 6 hours. Damn, I didn't know Bacishabedin was into chess.
Yeah, yeah. I was never into chess, man. It was just like I knew how to play chess because I used to play with my father. I used to play chess a lot with my father as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't into chess. Let me tell you, I fucking hated chess. But it was a good way of me to get out of classes, so I didn't hold any classes. And they were like, "Oh, every time a student would come and call me, they were like, "Oh, the professor of technology calls you," and he said like, "There's been some problems with the computers and nobody can fix him. Go call Ardit, in this case, go call Bacishabedin. He can help you fix them." And yeah, I would be like out for the rest of the day, out of classes.
That's what I did with like bands because like I played guitar in high school. I was like the
Mm,
leader of my band. But yeah, I want to get into this as well because I want this to be the last topic of the podcast, the
mm,
most important topic.
mm.
How did Ardit Tahiri become known as Bacishabedin?
Ooh.
I want this to be known in my
Long story
podcast.
short, or short story long. Because if we go long story short, man.
I mean, as you wish, we've got time. Plus, every single one of my friends, like, we have this thing where every time Arditi joins a call and we play video games, like, out of nowhere, I'm like, how'd you get the nickname Batsishab? And he's like, I've told you a million times. I'm like, you can tell me again. So now this is
Okay,
on record.
I'm gonna tell you the extended version because I've always told you the short story. I'm gonna tell you now the extended version.
Okay.
So at the restaurant, my father and my uncle used to refer to each other as bots, bots, botsi, botsi, botsi.
Mm-hmm.
Botsi in Albanian is like a title referred to older people for
Yeah.
those of you
It's like a
or watching.
sir.
Yeah,
It's like kind of
yeah,
a sir or something like that. Sir, mister?
yeah. But it's usually like you call the oldest person in the family, like the oldest brother or something, you call them a bot, you know? So like if there are 5 brothers, the oldest one of them is like referred to as bot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So my father in this case is a bot because he is the oldest child and the oldest brother. So his younger brother, my uncle in this case, referred to him as bot. So, you know, Botsi, 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 they kept calling each other Botsi all the time, but they only used that in between them. So one of the bartenders who work at the restaurant started calling them bots.
Mm-hmm.
Started calling my father and my uncle bots. So like it was like big butts, Botsi Ma, my father, small butts, Botsi Vogel, my uncle, and then I was like mini Botsi. And that's when they first started like almost like 7 or 8 years ago. They started calling me mini Botsi. So, you know, time went by and then on my first year of university here at IBCM, we had like this feast at the restaurant and my father was there and there was let me wait. My like we have this ceremony where people get circumcised and then like we do this like sunetiya. You know
Ah,
sunetiya?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
It's
yeah.
literally like a circumcision, and then there's a fucking party behind it. I know it's weird. We're Albanian.
So my first cousin, my uncle that we were talking about him, his sons got circumcised and we had a party at the restaurant and my father got a little bit drunk and the singer was singing to whatever wedding songs, whatever, and my father was doing something. Yeah, wait, just a minute.
Well, I guess we're waiting on Botsy now. We me pre. Look at this amazing man. Look at this. Look at this smile.
Sorry, man, but yeah, Big Bolt is calling me. They
On.
were like, they were on a trip
Do you
with like,
wait? Do you mind if we keep this? Like, keep that part, or do you want it like out?
I don't care, man.
I mean, come
Ah,
on. Look at this man. Look at this one. Look at him. Look at his smile. Come on.
I don't care. It's okay. Yeah, Big Bossy was calling me like they just came back today from Turkey, and he was telling me like that my car is parked outside. He's gonna fall asleep. Blah 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 blah. Or you're gonna go somewhere,
Oh yeah, that
all
makes
that kind
sense.
of stuff. So where was I?
The restaurant, wedding songs, your dad got drunk or something?
Oh yeah, my father got a little bit of drunk, and like so, one thing led to another, and then the singer stopped the whole, not the whole
The
wedding.
ceremony.
He stopped the ceremony as he was singing, and then he referred to my father as Faton Bolt in the microphone. And like 300 people were there, and 300 people heard it. And I actually had that on recording, and
Really?
I showed that to all of my friends, and they started referring to me as like Faton Bolt because Faton is the name of my father.
Mm-hmm.
So Faton Boltsi, Faton Boltsi. So they actually started calling me to as Boltsi, Boltsi, Boltsi. So the Port Shabedin is like an older, it's like a name for uh, like 100-year-old name in Kosovo.
Like an older
So
generation's names, yeah?
yeah, older generations names. And we have a cousin whose name is Shabedin,
Okay.
and he was at the because like 3 or 4 years ago this tooth was broken.
Really?
Yeah, I had broken my tooth. You can't really notice because I fixed it.
Honestly, I never did.
Yeah. I met with Shabedin and he saw my teeth. And I met with him at the restaurant and he saw my teeth and he was like, "Oh, I can propose you something. Don't ever fix that teeth because all of the people in the whole world are the same. They all are humans. Some of them have hair, some of them, but none of them have something that distinguishes them from another person. We all have some features, but at the end we are all the same. But
Yeah.
you with that broken teeth, everywhere you go, people are going to refer to you. Oh, he doesn't have a teeth. They are going to immediately notice it.
Mm-hmm.
And I told my stories about this, and they were like, "Oh, Shabedin, Shabedin, Shobi, Shobi," and we went to play CS:GO, and I changed my nickname into Bacishabedin because I don't know, it just like
Yeah, that
everyone
makes sense.
kept calling me Baci. Shabedin was just like an older name, and like Bacishabedin is like it suits each other because Baci is a title for the oldest people, for older people, and Shabedin was just an older people name, so Bacishabedin, and it just kind of got stuck with me. So now most of the new friends I make, they don't even know my real name. Most of them refer to me as Batı Şabeddin,
Bacishav.
Balti, Şob, Batı Şob, yeah, Şabeddin, Şob, that's it.
Do you know what's the funniest thing? Because,
Yeah.
we were playing League a few days ago with Ronnie. I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
say what he referred to you, but you know the nickname he gave you. And it was
Yeah, no.
I literally have you saved on Snapchat as that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
whenever I get a Snap preview. Thing is, me and Botsy, we don't send streaks. I send random pictures and he just sends me selfies. Literally, that's how we have streaks.
yeah. The random selfies while I'm shitting in the bathroom.
Oh, thank
that,
fucking god, it's just
that,
a selfie.
that, that consists 95% of all my selfies and streaks that I have with people.
Bro, you literally once sent me a picture with a filter that took away your beard and your hair, bro. That was the scariest thing I've ever seen. I'm not gonna show it because that's too fucking private, but it's the funniest thing
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
The thing is that because of my beard, every time I like do a filter that takes off my beard, it pulls off a double chin.
Bro, you
It
look.
looks fucking horrible. And yeah, the thing is that my facial features, I have very thick eyebrows. And if you take off the beard and the hair, all you're gonna see is like a white blob with some hair where the eyebrows are. I used to get bullied in elementary school for
No
my
fucking way.
eyebrows. Yeah.
Well, that's one of your like main features. Like, look at this man. Come on, tell me he's not a fucking handsome ass man. Look at him.
I don't know where I saw this. Like a man.
A man,
I,
man.
I yeah, I don't know if I saw a TikTok or if I saw a movie. I don't know. It was like, yeah, a man.
Bro, now listen. Now, like this is on tape. No one can ask Ardit why his name is Bacishabedin. If you want
Yeah,
to know it, just watch this episode. He's said it a million times. I'll probably ask him a million more times. He's probably
yeah,
gonna.
but this counts for you, Pirk. This counts for you
You,
because you're the only person in existence that every time they meet me, they ask me how you got your nickname, Batı Şabedin.
you do know I'm gonna
People,
still ask you that, right?
people legit think that my name is Şabedin,
I used to
and
think that.
they don't even ask me. They don't even ask me. They're too fucking ashamed. They're too fucking shy to even ask me. is that your real name or is that a nickname?
Bro,
Look,
how the
you
thing is like they don't think of it because from Ardit Tahiri to Bacishabedin, it's a fucking like huge, you know.
yeah, yeah,
Any,
it is. It is indeed.
anyway, but you know I'll ask you about that like every single time I'm gonna get the
Yeah,
chance to mess
yeah,
with you.
yeah. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cut a part of this podcast. I'm gonna cut the part of the video, and every time you ask me, I'm gonna send it to you,
Fuck.
and then you're gonna have the answer for the rest of your life.
You know, thing is like I just want to hear it. Like it's not that I don't know, I just want to hear it.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny, and every time I tell it, there's like these new details that I haven't told in the past, because like it either gets too annoying to tell the same story over and over, or I just simply forget. Like I have this
Yeah,
problem with short-term memory. Like I used to abuse with alcohol and drugs when I was younger, like
yeah.
when I was like 13 or 14, whatever, elementary school, the first years of high school, and that had a really bad effect on me, especially on my brain, on my innocent childhood brain.
And now that's why you're good at Valorant and video games now, right? For
Oh
those
yeah,
of you who didn't know, Botsy actually got me to play Guardians of the Galaxy, which I'm fucking loving. Yeah,
yeah.
loving the game. Like I'm gonna finish it after exams because fun fact, I finished my first year of uni in like 3 weeks because I have three more exams.
Oh, congrats,
Eh,
Pirk.
in 3 more weeks. But anyway, I want to end this amazing podcast after a year on a really good note. Thank you, Bots, for being my guest, even though it's, I guess, wait, what time is it? Is it like after 12? Because I have my phone as my
Oh
camera.
yeah. It's after 12, yeah.
Fuck.
12:30, yeah. 30 past.
So I would like to thank Botse for making time and being my amazing guest after 1 year of break. And I promised we would make a good podcast, and I think we delivered. And I would encourage all of my viewers to stick around because we have a lot more coming.
There is actually one more thing that I wanted to ask you,
Yeah, sure.
because I feel like I'm on trial like right now, you know. The only thing that's missing is a lawyer here saying for everything I talk, like objection, hearsay.
Like the fucking Amber Heard case, holy shit.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. You have to watch this video. It's like they edited the video and they actually put Jason Momoa, you know, Aquaman.
Yeah, I've
They
seen
actually
it.
played
I've
Aquaman.
seen it.
Oh fucking man, that was fucking hilarious. I saw like the first minute and was like, oh, is this real? And then I fucking saw like the third thing that he was talking about, and I was like, no way, that this is real. I actually wanted to ask you about your podcast because it's been almost a year since you announced me, and it's been like, ooh, such a long time.
Yeah.
Lot of lot of things happened during that time. So yeah, pretty much you must have gained some new experiences. You must have learned something more. Like, what do you expect from this podcast? Where do you see yourself in the future with this podcast? What are we gonna expect from Pirko's podcast in the future? What are we
Okay.
gonna see from Pirko?
So, firstly, I'm gonna do this fast because I really need to take a shit.
Mhm.
But jokes aside, it's been a whole year since I've done podcasts, mainly because of moving out. I moved out of Pristina. I came back into Prizren to live in Prizren, and that was a hassle in itself. After moving to Prizren, I only got to live there for only 2 months. After that, I got transferred to Hungary.
Mhm.
So like I didn't have the time or the effort or the energy, not even the funds. Like I didn't even have the best setup. Like
Mhm.
literally, I had a really shitty phone, so I couldn't use the camera. Now I've got a new phone, which you can see the camera quality is improved. I have a good set of headphones. This is
Headset,
the
yeah.
yeah,
The
this
cloud
is
too.
bro. This is the Cloud 2. I've been using it for like 2 months. It's amazing. I love it.
Well,
Like, is it the
long live Hypertext.
is it the Cloud Stinger?
Yeah, cloud stinger, yeah.
So like I've got a new setup. I've got like new motivation because when I first moved to Hungary, honestly, it's been really difficult.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna get a lot into my personal life, but adapting to a new country, new people, especially
Yeah.
where like they don't speak the same language. Plus, I went through a phase in my life which I don't want to get into about.
Yeah.
And well, a few things happened that I can't talk about. Going through a breakup, I've been going through exams, and it's normal, like human stuff. This happens. But all I can say is that after a year of adapting, after a year of convincing myself and like building healthy habits in my life, I wanted to restart my podcast again because it was amazing to do podcasts back home. People used to know me from my podcast. They used to like come up to the street and ask me, "Hey, when are you gonna post? Hey, what's new? Hey, when can we get an update? Hey, can I have a sticker?" And like the reason why I've changed the format of the podcast to English is because most of my friends here, well, they
Yeah,
don't
the new
speak
French.
Albanians. Yeah, so like I wanted to start my podcast again to share my experiences, the past experiences. Like I've been living in Hungary for a year,
Mm,
and I met like a lot of people. So I want this podcast to be kind of a platform for. Well, this podcast motto has been a platform for teens in Kosovo. Now I'm gonna make it for teens and students
mm-hmm.
everywhere possible.
Yeah.
And like after the things, I'm not I'm not gonna say things I've been through because that sounds bad, but like after the experiences I've had, especially moving out, living alone, being like
Mm-hmm.
independent, cooking, going through breakup, going through exams, everything that's been stacked together, all in between, I feel like I have a lot more to show to people and a lot more to express. And
Mm-hmm.
also, I have a lot of guests which I want to announce and I want to have in my podcast because there's a lot more people that I can have now. But what you can expect in my podcast is English episodes, hopefully in person because I have a really good filming spot idea, which you
Mm-hmm.
guys are gonna see. I'm thinking of shortening my podcasts because attention span and people have work. And plus, I'm thinking of making podcast shorts. I'm gonna link. Actually, I made a TikTok account because TikTok is very popular right now. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna make short TikToks on the podcast. Maybe the Bacishabedin is gonna be the pilot. So yeah, you can expect new podcast episodes every 2 weeks. Episodes in English,
Mm.
hopefully in person, and podcast shorts. And other than that, you can expect a podcast host who's in the best shape of his life, doing the thing he loves most. I hope that satisfies your answer.
You had me at cooking.
I'm gonna cook you a meal when I come back, I
Just,
promise.
just cooking and doing the dishes is, well, cooking. I fucking love cooking. I cook at least 2 times a day. I cooked the chicken curry risotto for myself today. I cooked pasta with seafood for my sister today.
I'm,
I
I'm,
love cooking.
I'm
I
gonna
I cook
make
every.
you a meal. I'm gonna make you tov, like tov?
Yeah,
Because
top, yeah, top, top.
people here don't know what tov is, but I
Oh
can
yeah,
make a
yeah. Wait,
mean
wait, wait.
fucking tov.
I do have a recipe here. Wait just a second.
Wait, you have a fucking recipe.
Oh, I can have recipes on my phone, man.
Bro, I never use recipes. I just cook by like I just
Yeah,
see my mother cook, you know?
we had like this really good chef at the restaurant to work, and he used to give me his own secret recipes. I
Bots of
have,
shop recipes, there you go.
I have a recipe. Tov ohri me peshk koran. It's literally tov from a city called Ofer, with a type of fish called koran that lives in the lake or
Mm-hmm.
here, whatever, around that city. It's really nice recipe. I can share it with you at the video, but it's a top secret because it's a secret recipe from a chef.
You'll share it with me after the podcast. And for
Yeah.
everyone who wants to visit the city of Mitrovica, you can find Botsy Shop's restaurant and even now hotel. Like,
Yeah, yeah, I opened the hotel. It's been like my 10th day of the hotel.
which one is your restaurant? Like, what's it called for the
My
people
yeah,
watching?
my restaurant is called Restaurant Vigo. It's located in a village of Mitrovica, 7 kilometers from downtown. And
Fico? Fico?
Vigo,
Vigo.
Vigu, Vigo,
Vigo.
Restaurant Vigo. It's in Kostovo. It has a really cool view by the river. And the hotel I've actually opened a restaurant, and with the hotel, it's located right in the heart of the downtown. It's a 10-second walk from the city center.
What's the hotel called?
It's called Hotel Centrum. Actually, it's called Boutique Hotel Centrum, but because people in Kosovo don't understand what a boutique hotel is, we on our papers we are legit called Boutique Hotel Centrum. But all our ads and stuff, we have to call them Hotel Centrum because if we add the boutique, people are gonna think we are selling clothes.
Yeah, fucking yeah. We used to have a restaurant called Boutique Burger. Yeah. So for
People,
everyone who was in the pod, yeah, people are dumb.
yeah, yeah. And I
So
think if you came, if at the beginning of this episode, if you know Pirko and you met Pirko and if you know how smart he is, You got to understand that Pirko is a special case. You don't have people like Pirko in Kosovo. You only have dumb little shits all around Kosovo that don't have any fucking idea how life works. And if you're lucky to meet someone like Pirko, man,
Hey man, I'll take
I
that
don't know what to say.
compliment any day. But thank you, Butts. Thank you for making this podcast amazing. Thank you for being my first guest in a year. And
Thank you. Thank you for having me, man.
I'd honestly want to
It
thank
was a
you.
pleasure.
Thank you, Butts. I'd like to thank you because you've also supported me all the way through my podcast. And I'd like to thank everyone who supported me now that I re announced that my podcast is back. So,
Bro,
for
I'm gonna
everyone,
cry.
for everyone who's waited, I'm back. I'm at my best, and you can expect a lot more. So, this was it from me and Bacishabedin. And until next time, like, subscribe, follow on Instagram, and we'll see you next time. Bye.